Welcome to our podcast, Born in Silicon Valley, where we interview startup founders exploring their journeys, their success challenges, and lessons learned. We hope you be inspired in discovering what it takes to build a thriving startup. I'm your host, Jake Aaron Villarreal, and here with us today we have Jeff Liu, who is the founder and CEO of Akool. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting to the show.
Yeah. Well, thanks for jumping on here. More about Jeff. He's not only the founder and the CEO of Akool, which is a leading generative AI powered personalized visual marketing platform, but he's got a blend of background in technology and business and has spent the last decade working on making videos and images look better with AI and has obtained a PLDA from Harvard Business School and has a series of successful startup experiences under his belt. So, Jeff, we're going to talk about your company and kind of what you're building, the problem it solves. But before we do that, where are you calling in from today?
Sure. Yeah, I'm calling in from Santa Clara, California. Yeah.
Ah, very cool. I know that town. I know that area, Silicon Valley. It's the heart of technology. Are you originally from there?
Not really, but I moved here for 7 years, and before I was in Illinois. Yeah.
Gotcha. In Illinois before that. Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, a lot of founders we've had on the show kind of have a DNA of startup experience in their belt, even as a young child. Be a lemonade stand, it could be selling services or products to their friends in school. What would give us a little bit of a shape of your background in terms of where your entrepreneurial spirit comes from?
Yeah. So when I was young, I want to be a scientist in physics. But things changed when I read a book in high school. It's a book mainly about all the different companies, how they grow and how they expand. And I feel really amazed about everything happening in the business world. And that's the first thing that got me interested and want to do something myself.
Well, and what was the name of that book? Do you recall? I know it's a long time ago, probably, but
Yeah.
anything that would be worth listening to or reading?
Yeah, so it's a book from China. So it's mainly about the business world in China. It's the book name is Big Failure. It describes like 10 to 30 stories of the largest companies in China, how they grow up and then how they crash. But it's a very interesting story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, inspiration could come from anywhere. It could come from a book, your parents, your friends, an experience you have. I'm a huge believer in reading and listening to other people's experiences, biographies. If you can fast track how you build a business by someone else's failures or experiences, what better experience can you get from learning rather than going through it yourself? This podcast is about trying to reduce the time it takes to build a company and learn from others that have done it prior to you. So I know you have other experiences in the startup space. Give us a little background of your startup experience.
Sure. Yeah. So since reading the book and so on, I'm very interested in doing startups and so on. And actually, the region I'm coming from is also very. There are lots of businessmen. So yeah. So the first company that I participate and uh, is about 9 years ago. And at that time, two of my friends found me and said, "Let's do a company for dating." So it's a dating app, and it gathered angel investment from one of the famous angel investors. And I worked on that for less than a year, and it didn't go that well actually. So I left the company, but that company actually now is doing very well. So it shifted the gear and moved into the space of cameras, like camera for blue collar workers, and it became the third largest working platform in China. 300 million users and
Oh,
so on.
wow.
Yeah, and
300 million
yeah,
users? That's
yeah, 300
crazy.
million users. So that's the population of United States almost. So yeah. And the second experience I have is I participated a friend's company. It's called XREAL, and it's a AR glass company. It's I think in terms of the number of units sold, they are probably the largest AI class company in the world. And yeah, help them to do their AI ML in with their AI AR glasses. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. There's a big trend around glasses with, Vision Pro coming out and, what that could look like, how it works, operates. Is it for the consumer? Can it be applied for business users? There's a lot in there. It seems like you're ahead of the curve on a lot of these technologies where you were working in maybe the earlier stages of the timelines of when these categories of products come to market. Specifically, AI. It seems like AI is much more prevalent today, but you were working with it very much beyond the last 24 months, it sounds like. So, we're going to get into your background and your current company here. But what inspired you to even kind of get into machine learning or AI, just in general, the technology sector that you focused in on?
Yeah, so it's purely out of interest. So because the field of working on videos and images is so interesting, a lot of things are very intuitive. So, I like physics at the very beginning, and which means physics is math, right? There are a lot of math and so on. So I get into the computer science, and the field that I initially got into is the most physics and the math heavy, which is the computer graphics and also do physics simulations and all the math formulas and so on. That's probably the most math heavy field. And in that field, I start with 3D generation, how to generate 3D geometries of different objects such as chairs, airplanes, and so on. Now, like you just pass it through neural networks and one shot done, right? But like more than a decade ago, it's not. So you need to do lots of math modeling and also machine learning modeling as well for the 3D models and make them interesting. But later, because 3D and the video images they are so close, and a lot of the 3Ds are being used to create movies and videos. So I work with my PhD from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with a big name professor in the field and moved fully into the field of video and image creation. And all of these move and choose is because of interest, because this field is very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I mean, if you think about some of the biggest social networks, it's really about photos and images and, sharing that information and, engaging others. So I know there's lots of opportunities in that space. Talk a little bit about the company you have today, Akool, and what really was the inspiration behind it.
Yeah. So Echo is the blend of their experience in technology, in business, and also their market need. So it's a blend of the three things. For this field, I've been working for a very long time. So definitely, it's a field I like a lot. And the marketing is also very interesting, which I got from HBS, and I really like marketing a lot. And currently also involved the marketing professor from HBS in our company. And the last thing is market need. So we initially more like more general platform and go to the market with the technologies, with the experience that we have. And then we really get a huge amount of traction from the marketing perspective, and we shifted everything into marketing and go deeper with the marketing use case. And I think in United States, marketing is also the largest area for IT companies. Most of the large companies and so on, giants, their majority revenue source is marketing. So yeah.
So if you're a creator or a marketer out there and you look at your company or your platform, what do you give them? What's the value that they get if they were to use your platform?
Yeah. So the problem we are solving is marketing is so boring, right? people People don't like ads anymore because ads becomes more and more and nobody wants to watch ads. And the value, the things that we bring from it really make the marketing more interesting and more engaging to make people willing to get engaged, willing to watch ads, and willing to do things with it. So I think that's the biggest value we bring forward for this field. And how to do it is we mainly help them to create interesting advertisements and interesting ads and very personalized ones, which means you see yourself in the ads, or you might see the person in the ads talking to you, and you can see persons in the ads that to your taste and so on. So it's very personalized advertisement and marketing to get people engaged. And it's also very useful for creators as well. So there are a lot of influencers that they want to create engaging content to make people interested. And even for localization as well, like you want to speak different language. For example, this podcast it's in English, right? But if you want another podcast, you want a Spanish version, right? So or Japanese version. So you can create different versions of the podcast and get more audience. So I think it's definitely a very exciting field and lots of fun things are happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on your website as you're talking, and I love what I see. I mean, for example, there's a picture of a face, and you can swap that face. So you can go from a white person to a Latino to a Asian, and very quickly it looks like. Or you can take a picture you've already, maybe it's a product, you're a makeup product, and you want to change the background very quickly, and looks like you could do that. Seeing avatar that you're basically typing in what you want that spokesperson to say on a video, which looks like a very realistic person, and I'm assuming that you just type in what you want that person to say, and it's going to say that message. So if you're doing an ad or something, it would be like you have a spokesperson. I'm kind of talking through this kind of, I want the listeners to understand what you actually get with your platform. Talking photos, I'm seeing the translation of like a beautiful woman. It looks like she's a spokesperson going to talk about something, and I'm assuming that with a video translate you can have her speak in multiple languages. So this all looks really, really cool. What's the time it takes to do the transitions from one language to another, or from one face to another? Like, how fast is the technology, and is it all sort of AI built out systems that you've created over the last several years?
Yes, that's a very good question. So we created the technologies ourselves, which means the architectures, the data we collected, and all the trainings and so on. And the goals that we do is really about to ensure the quality. So we optimize for the studio quality. So lots of our data is 4K and so on. And also we um, ensure the eye-catching part, because for marketing and advertisement, it's very important for your videos and images to be eye-catching, which is a lot of the studio settings and so on. So this makes it very different. And we do the whole part ourselves from data collection and the labeling and the training and so on, which makes us pretty different from others on the market. And the whole process is usually from 3 months to 6 months to do all these works. And the processing time, because we use the largest models and so on, the processing time varies. Frequently, you see one video, 1 minute of video will be processed for 3 to 10 minutes. The processing time takes relatively longer because we use the larger models and so on. So and also processing higher with higher qualities, with higher resolutions and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing it justice by telling you about it. So for the viewers, the listeners, go check out akool.com. And when you go there, you can see it's beautiful design, but 150 million assets created. Companies like Coca-Cola, Amazon, Microsoft, Autodesk use the platform. So it's not a fly by night, platform that came up with AI in the last couple of months. It's something that's been around for a long time. Obviously, it's got a proven business model and it's functional and it looks fantastic when you're just looking at what you've created. You're obviously ahead of the curve when it comes to this type of specific opportunity to get into the marketing side of things here. What's been some of your sort of bigger successes that you could talk about of companies that have used your platform, and what type of ads, or where are they putting the ads once they create it with your platform?
Yeah, yeah. So we worked with many top brands and top celebrities, and much more to come. One of the interesting things that we did that really go viral at amazing speed is we work with uh, a, a cookie brand from India. It's called Sunfeast, and their brand ambassador is Shah Rukh Khan, SRK. So the Tom Cruise in India. So he is really famous over there. And so what we do is we launched an advertisement campaign. So everyone, no matter males or females and so on, can be in the commercials together with SRK, and they can generate the videos, share on the social media, and so on. And that thing really go viral at an amazing speed. So they launched after 3 days. They launched the campaign. The usage goes up to 20 people per minute, and like after 7 days, the usage goes up to almost 50 people per minute. That's crazy number. So you think the YouTube video upload is 200 per minute? So how many people upload videos to YouTube? So it's crazy number. And end up they do traffic control. They cannot hold the traffic, and it happens so fast. It only take 1 week, and the traffic exploded. So yeah, that's something that
Wow.
we believe it's very interesting, and it goes viral very fast. Yeah.
So if you want to create stuff that goes viral, this is one way to do it. That situation, that use case you're talking about, is there a level of buy off that famous person needs to say, yeah, you can use my persona for this ad campaign? And then are they part of that campaign too?
Yeah,
Or is
yeah,
it
yeah.
just use my clone?
So that one is celebrity is originally together with the brand. So the celebrity is
Okay. They're already,
originally
okay. Got
partner
it.
with the brand, and they shoot additional materials. I think there are at least 2 videos. It seems one video is an ads for a while, and they just reused an ad. Another video is they shoot a new one, and they use 2 videos for males and females. And so the celebrity is original in the game. So originally they with the brand. So yeah.
Give me a little bit of your perspective. There's other technologies that have come into this space, and you see obviously a lot of different platforms in marketing. What makes a cool very different, or I don't know, in some ways maybe more specialized than other companies in the space?
Yeah, yeah. So we are pretty special, I think, in terms of what we do, and in terms of our team and technology and so on. So I think currently in the marketing and advertisement space, uh, video, especially personalized video, is not a thing yet. And we are like leading the frontier of it. So before there are some startups trying to do text and image, which is significantly easier and significantly cheaper to do. But we are I think we are the first one that's doing videos in the marketing advertisement and do it at a large scale, which makes us very special. And also, in terms of the technologies we develop the technology from scratch by ourselves. We know there are a lot of open source things out there, and if you track, a lot of people use open things solutions and just launch and provide it for free or very cheap. But we are not that player. We we yeah.
Yeah.
So we develop the technology ourselves. and ensure the premium quality, and we charge. So that's our business model. So that's why we go to the more commercial and business side, because most of the random users, their willingness to pay is relatively low compared to the business users. And also our team is very experienced. So we have great researchers, engineers, and also business person and advisors on board help us to navigate the company through the market. So a lot of the fun things and interesting things happening. And definitely, we believe that we are pretty unique on the market, and we are doing pretty well as well. Yeah.
As a company, are you bootstrapped or do you get funding? Have you gone through an accelerator?
Yeah. So the company is almost bootstrapped. So we get some investment from some people we know. We didn't raise too much money. So the company is the first year of the company, we controlled the burn rate to be very low. And from the second year, we begins to be break even and profitable and so on. So yeah.
Ah, it's really cool. It's the way most companies are being looked to build their companies today. Path to profitability is line one now. It's not just get the funding and go build and find your market. It's find your market, do your research, make sure it's a viable product, get the funding, and grow and scale, but profitably. So, really cool. As a company, in terms of accelerators, did you go through one? Are you going through one?
Oh, actually, we are in several accelerators, but all of them are like not so official accelerators. So we are in several together. We are in AI Grant, which is and Daniel, that is the former GitHub CEO, and we are in NVIDIA's accelerator. We are in
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA,
Wow.
yeah, we are in Amazon's accelerator, and we are in NYU's accelerator. So we are in at least three accelerators. Maybe there are more, but most of these accelerators don't have too much things, but we are in the accelerators.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Hey, it doesn't hurt to get advice from others as you're going through and scaling your company. Taking that information and hopefully being able to contribute back at some capacity. What's your your view on the trend of AI today with generative AI and everything that's come out from OpenAI to ChatGPT, and where do you see things going from your perspective?
Yeah. So I think it's just the beginning of the generative AI. So this field is moving really fast. So it's like a decade journey. And this, so the AI, this is the second wave of AI, right? For recent few years. The first wave is probably about 10 years ago, and this is the second wave. And this wave will be significantly bigger than the first wave because it touches almost everything that people do. So in terms of us, we also think it's the beginning of our journey as well because marketing and advertisement, especially personalized ones, the market is so big, and I think the current market penetration is less than 1%. So majority of people are still not using it yet, and it definitely will change a lot. And the move of the generative AI really depends on the cost of the computation and the availability of the data and also the breakthroughs in the model. The usual model breakthrough, I think each new breakthrough, a big breakthrough is like a decade, right? 10 years. And but the breakthrough in the computation is significantly faster, and the breakthrough in the data is also significantly faster. So with cheaper computation and more data, the model could be better, and things could be applied at scale. So, for example, if you are able to create personalized videos at scale, real time, at a very cheap cost, then I think almost everything you consumed online will be different. Everything will be personalized. Even every YouTube video you watched will be in your language and will be with more aspects related to you. A lot of things generating in real time. So all these things heavily depends on the computation and the data. And the computation and data is growing really fast. And the technology usually grows in different stages, like in terms of every 10 years or something. But computation and data is growing really fast. So we do believe the penetration is still very low, less than 1%. And for the next 10 years, it will grow very fast and it will rip the landscape. Now, most of the internet companies are content companies. And when AI is doing content totally different, uh, there is a lot of opportunities for startups and so on. Yeah.
Talk about your company a little bit. Where are you headquartered? How big are you? And are you an on-site company or distributed?
Yeah, yeah. So, company was founded 2 years ago, Silicon Valley. So, our headquarters used to be in downtown San Jose, just moved to Sunnyvale, and we currently have about 50 people. Time is about 30, and part time about 20. So about 50 people in total, and it's pretty globally distributed. So most of our senior person are in the valley. So, but we have people globally from different regions and places. So yeah.
What's worked for you in terms of hiring remotely, people that are in different countries?
Yeah. So there are a few reasons that why we hire remotely. First is the COVID totally to the style of work, right? So even in the valley now, still a lot of companies goes 2 days or 3 days to office every week. And there are also a lot of the permanent remote things. And for us, after the COVID, we feel like remote work is a pretty normal thing. And the second thing is about the cost as well, right? So, actually, in the Silicon Valley, the cost is pretty high to hire persons, and even these big tech companies are moving to Texas, Austin, and so on. So we definitely leverage better cost structure by using global resource and remote resource. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. How do you manage the performance of the team? Like, how do you know when someone's really performing or maybe they're not contributing at the level you know they should? What type of tools or infrastructure do you have in place to make sure that you're keeping your employees operating at a maximum potential?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And we also have lots of discussions around that because the team grows pretty quickly. So at the beginning of 2023, we are like a team with 15 people. We are a team with around 50 people. So when it's a team of 15 people, like I talk with everyone and get in touch with everyone and so on. But now we have a middle layer manager, and I don't get chance to talk to everyone so frequent. So we use some tools to manage the team, like and also Google Suits, and that's the main thing that we use to do the team management. Still, a lot of things we are still figuring out, and my personality is also very hands on. So I actually try to understand everyone's work, and for some of the work, I even try to do it myself and better understanding of what's happening and so on. So a lot of because my background blend of technology and business, right? So only thing I'm not that familiar with is front end development, and besides that, I almost do everything else. So from algorithm to back end development, PM works, some design works, and marketing works, sales works. I almost touched everything except for front end development. I have no idea how to do that. So, of the work, even I will do it myself. Especially if the person we hire is not too senior, I will do it myself first, and then I figured out how to do everything, and then I just teach the person to do it. So, which means it's a pretty
Yeah.
interesting thing, and I'm pretty get in touch with everyone on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, there's always different technologies and processes to understand how you could manage your team that's remote, which is a different world today. How do you do it differently, better, faster, and keep people accountable? I actually went out and did some research as well and found some really cool companies that are doing this well, where they can manage who's doing what, how often, why are they performing better than other employees, and you could really kind of track what people are doing in a good way, but also coach them and be able to implement ways that they can be, up leveled from a C player to a B player or B to A. So really cool technologies that we've seen and we'll have on the show as well at some point. But in terms of 2024, what are you excited about? What do you see on the roadmap for your company?
Yeah. So we have a huge roadmap. So the thing is about execution now. So I'm really excited about the market, and we really believe there lot of things are happening. Basically for us, in this year we want to grow really fast, like what we did in 2023, and we want to provide better products to all the users, and still we always did the best quality results is what we have been delivered, and we will keep delivering that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. If anybody wanted to find you, Jeff, or find a cool, where do they go?
So they can go aquo.com to find us. And if they are interested to talk to me, they can write me an email at lu@aquo.com.
And Akool is AKOOL.com, uh, based in Silicon Valley. Jeff, excited to see what happens in 2024. Be great to have you back on just to give us an update of the growth and the innovation that you're doing in that space, which I think every company should be looking at when it comes to marketing and ads and trying to take your brand viral, whatever your product is, whatever your service does. Excited to have you on with us today. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story. To all of our listeners for listening, it means a lot to me that you spent your time with us today. I'm your host, Jake Aaron Villarreal, signing off for now, but can't wait to catch up with you all on the next episode. Until then, take care. Before we wrap up, I want to give a big shout out to all the entrepreneurs that have joined to make this podcast possible. And for all the listeners for listening. It means the world to me that you chose to spend your time with us today. I'm your host, Jake Aaron Villarreal, signing off for now, but can't wait to connect with you all soon on the next episode. Take care. This show is sponsored by Match Relevant, a company that helps venture-backed startups find the best people in the market, and they do it in 3 simple steps. First, they sit down with founders to understand their story. Second, they tell their story into multiple candidate channels. And third, they schedule interviews within 48 hours. Find us at matchrelevant.com to learn more about how we do it.